Journey into Comics.
Poor 360.
Journey into Wrestling.
Foodies watching movies.
Adulting easy.
Podcastrophe. Kids for Sale. Voice Survival Podcast. Crucial Tunes.
Gallif Radio.
Brews with Dudes.
Dungeons with Dudes.
Subscribe to Journey into Comics Network on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, or at journeyintocomics.com.
The following
is a Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
It's a journey into
Is a
comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Network.
Production.
What's up, everybody? This is Chris from the Kids for Sale podcast, and you are listening to the Journey into Comics Network Best of the Week show, featuring highlights from all the shows across the network this week. So sit back and relax, and let this show drown out the sound from your kids for an hour.
And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Journey into Comics.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 237 of Journey into Comics. I am not your host, Nate. In fact, I am your host this week, Veronica from Foodies Watching Movies podcast. Joining me today, Miss Sarah Van Lanningham, also from Foodies Watching Movies. How's it going?
That's me.
It's me. It's us. We're here. We're on JIC.
Yeah, and it's the first time that we've had just the both of us together.
I know.
Nobody. It's like a looking at the table, and there's like scattered chairs, and
I know, it's just the two of us sitting here.
Yeah, we just time traveled right now because we did an episode before this just now of Foodies Watching Movies.
And that one's not going to air for like another 2 weeks.
We don't know. We don't do the schedule.
Yeah, that one's off to the wind. That is reserved for the Podfather Nate.
I don't say that word.
Well, Nate is not here with us today on Journey into Comics because it is April Fool's Week here at our Journey into Comics network.
Yeah.
And all of our different shows have decided to have different hosts for this week for something fun to do, switch it up and whatnot. And usually we are hosting Foodies, and we also do a show called Gallif Radio that's in its off season right now. And we got picked to do JIC.
Yeah, that's I feel like I'm talking to an audience. I'm having a panel. Do you know what I'm having strong memories of right now?
No.
Sweaty balls.
Well, you've got the headphones on.
That's what's killing me.
You got the big mic.
I don't ever wear the headphones, y'all. I don't wear the headphones in this family, okay?
The only thing that's missing is the pop filter. That would have completed
the giant,
the look.
Oh, I wish I had one now.
I know.
But,
well.
Yeah, just this NPR style.
Very
talking.
NPR.
Yeah.
We can practice our classical music voices.
Yeah. You know how soothing that is. Soothing radio.
Listen to the soothing tones of my voice.
Right. I do listen to a lot of shout out to WFMT Chicago.
Yeah, Candace. Candace has a great voice.
Candace agree, yes.
She's got a great voice for radio.
Yeah, I like that radio station a lot. But we can't talk about that. We're supposed to talk about comic stuff.
Yeah. Like you said, this is our first time doing a podcast solo cast style, just you and I. Usually we've got some other people, or, Nate, because he's on our other shows as well. But I am really excited to do a podcast with you because, we typically tend to agree on a lot of the same things, and we typically tend to have strong opinions about the same things, which is why we're such great friends.
Yeah.
So we have a lot to talk about today. I think we should just jump right into it, yeah?
Okay, do you have like notes and stuff?
I do. I have an agenda because I like to write things down.
Yeah, we're fans of lists.
Yeah, I like lists.
Yeah.
So the first thing on the agenda we wanted to talk about, recently we just saw Captain Marvel, starring Brie Larson.
Yeah, we did see that movie. That was a good one. On the second watch, it was better.
Was it? I didn't get to see it a second time. I only saw it the one time.
Well, we took Cody.
I know.
We took our friend.
I heard.
See it.
Yeah, I heard.
It was a Wednesday.
Whatever. I'm over it. I've made my peace with it.
Well,
no, but it will
be on rewatch on loop in this house at some point.
Believe me, I'm not worried about it.
But yeah, the second time, because the first time I felt good about it. We talked about this. on Foodies watching movies. Like, I'm supposed to plug things like that, right?
I know. We've been listening
that
to
what
Nate
Nate
do
does?
podcasting for a really long time. That shit just gets in there.
Oh, I won't talk about how it was my idea.
Yeah, we don't.
We're alone now. I can talk about that. Oh, ooh.
Hey, this is Journey into Comics, the first show on this.
The
women's
April Fool's
concept.
thing was my idea.
Mm-hmm.
That was my Fool's Week. Sorry if
That's
everybody
why
hates it.
That's why you're a producer on our network. You and I are the producers because we like to think of the ideas. We just don't necessarily like to do them.
Yeah, I'm good at like catching the ideas, like David Lynch says. You have to catch the ideas while they're there. Yeah, but yeah, I'm good at catching them while they're out in the ether, and then not so good at implementing them. I have ADD, straight up.
Well, that's why you're an ideas man. That's why you work well in the network as a producer because you've always got valuable behind the scenes input and ideas, and I know everybody appreciates the work you do.
I hope it's valuable.
I think it's valuable.
It's just the thing.
I think your opinions on our upcoming topic are pretty valuable.
Oh, what are we doing first?
Well, we had just talked about how we were watching Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah, Captain Marvel. Oh, that was what we were talking about, Captain Marvel.
I saw a really hilarious meme that was floating around Facebook, and it was talking about how, Brie Larson was Captain Marvel, and it was talking about the real hero. The real hero in our story, the real hero's tale, is about Scott Pilgrim. And Scott Pilgrim dated Captain Marvel. Yeah. He fought fucking Superman, Brandon Routh or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Scott Pilgrim also fought Captain America.
Okay.
And there was like 4 little quadrants I saw in this little meme that were hilarious, and I can't think of it. But I don't remember. Yeah, it was just talking about how like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is all tied together to Scott Pilgrim. And we're like, yeah, Scott Pilgrim, he's the real MVP, man.
Right. But I always have to go back to the music because you and I talked about this. Because everybody has,
let's talk about this.
Even like the directors and stuff. From what I hear, I don't read all of these things, okay? But from what I hear, they weren't happy with Just a Girl playing.
They weren't?
They weren't.
We weren't.
No, they said they tried a lot. I feel like I heard this somewhere. I don't remember if I read it or somebody told me, but that they tried a lot of different songs in that spot, a lot of different 90s, and it just nothing was fitting, and that's just where it ended up, was on that song. And,
that sucks, because that was the one complaint about the soundtrack you and I had after we saw Captain Marvel. It was like, did they really need to drive it home with, No Doubt singing I'm Just a Girl during the big fight scene at the end?
Yeah, I don't want to get too, I talked about that already on the radio.
We talked about that on Foodies.
Yeah, we had talked about, though, that it would have been a funny Easter egg if they would have done that song from Scott Pilgrim,
Black Sheep
by
Metric.
That's what I was trying to think. That Metric song.
That would have been the perfect fucking scene.
I know that would have been great fan service for people like us, but people like us like really offbeat things. You'll learn today.
Yes,
because I will go down memory lane, my journey through and into comics, I suppose.
That's a great way to put it, Sarah. Yeah. We decided we were going to go down memory lane today and talk about the stuff that we like because
we're girls.
Well, because these things don't typically get talked about on this show.
Right.
I mean, girls. We can only go so far with the superhero comic books before, you have to pay some service to the independent comics and to the artsy ones and to the Japanese ones. There's a whole fucking world out there that people can learn from.
Yeah, and not only that, I do have a handful we'll get to this later. I do have some superhero comics that I have in my lot.
You got some cool ones.
Yeah.
That Daredevil one was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
But, yeah, and did you say anime Asian or something?
Japanese, graphic novels, yeah.
Yeah, it made me think
I love
Scott
anime.
Pilgrim again.
Yeah, everything comes back to Scott Pilgrim, the real hero. The hero's journey. I don't know. Scott Pilgrim was kind of an a-hole if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like what he did to Knives was pretty shitty. He was pretty immature.
We've learned, especially on Foodies, going through a lot of movies we've liked to see if they've aged well.
Yeah, that's fun.
That generally movies from the 90s were about scumbag people.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them, you watch them now and you're like, oh my God. Like I can't believe that... I don't want to start talking about this. I don't want to go down this road with movies, but Scott Pilgrim was kind of a scumbag sometimes.
Yeah,
no kidding. I guess we all were in our 20s, early 20s. Mm-hmm. If you're in your early 20s now and you're listening, you're probably a scumbag. Just so you know, you'll find out in about 10 years, 15 maybe, 20 for some of y'all. I don't know.
Well,
maybe we're all still scumbags.
Works out for you guys.
All right, what's next?
Well,
where are we going?
Do you want to start talking about what you brought to the table here?
Yeah,
where
do
you want to start
about that? Well, I guess if we're gonna talk, if I don't have to just start talking about comics. A lot of my picks, I grabbed just a stack of graphic novels that I have here because generally I used to buy comics because I have comics are a luxury item that I have not bought in many years just because they're a luxury item. You see, well. We won't go down that road. Mm-hmm. But graphic novels I used to buy when I really liked something, because you don't want to thumb through the original, the little books.
Right.
Without, I don't like doing that. It's like, whatever, turn the page, wash your hands, turn the page, wash your hands.
Can I tell you the first big graphic novel book I got?
Yeah.
You're going to laugh.
Okay,
so I was in elementary school, and the very first graphic novel book that I got was the Batman movies that were turned into a graphic novel.
That's great. That's such an early 90s thing to
It
was
really great. I still have it, and I'll find it, and I'll take a picture of it and post it for JIC. The artwork of, like, Jim Carrey and, like, Uma Thurman and, like, Arnold as the Mr. Freeze or whatever.
Man.
It's hilarious.
That's funny.
It's the best. I can't wait to show it to you.
I can't remember what graphic novel I got first. It's very hard to remember. I lost a decent portion of my comics and graphic novels to a flood in 2006. So
what a bummer.
Yeah, some things I rebought, but you can't
Was there anything like totally irreplaceable that you don't have?
Well, in the comic world, I guess nothing. I don't know. I mean, some things with signatures and a slew of just sentimental things that I wouldn't think to replace unless I randomly found them in the world.
Right. I see.
And then even then, sometimes you'll be thumbing through things, and it's just like, I don't know why that's familiar, and you've lost the connection to it already. Right. It's one of those sentimental things. That's the kind of stuff you lose in floods and fires and things that are frustrating, after a while. My records fell to the same fate. I've since rebuilt a lot of that, but when it comes to like first pressings of things and all of that, or first editions and all that, it's like that's also again luxury item,
right?
But a lot of the things that I like are just because I like them, because I like to read them.
You.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you get people in the comic book world, I noticed, and that they're just in it for like the covers. Or the cool art, or maybe these days just the movies, not so much back when I was a kid because the movies were different.
Right.
They're not like how it is now with the comic book and the MCU and all of that, all the movies now. But
and then you have people who are into it just for the collecting aspect and the investment aspect
of
making it a project to make money in the future, following trends on what's going to be popular, what movies are coming out, to buy the corresponding comic books, all those things.
Yeah, and then you have the classic scalpers that are just there looking for, you got this, you got the Spider-Man number 3, and like they know like 10 top 10 comics or whatever, and they're going on. Ooh, you get those all kinds, but I was always in it just because of things that I liked to read that were weird, because I was weird, and my And my dad, and he and I and my brother, occasionally my sister, she was younger, she was the youngest, so she got into it less than we did. But me and my brother and my dad used to go out a lot to comic shops when I was all growing up. We used to do that.
That's cool.
We'd go there and we'd go to arcades. Like I've mentioned before, I think on various podcasts, whatever. I don't want to get into that. That'll be another discussion some other time. But me and my dad, let's see, what did we collect back then? I have a whole collection of Beavis and Butthead comics.
Oh, sweet.
From the 90s. I have a whole collection of first pressings of Ren and Stimpy comics.
Ooh,
okay, and like
cool.
Nickelodeon comics, those kind of things.
Interesting.
That type of early 90s kid stuff, I would buy that all the time.
Totally.
You know, off the kid shelf.
I was a huge like Nickelodeon mark.
Yeah, and then that led me into later on, mid-90s when I started in middle school. You know, I was still going, but I'd get to go with my friends then to the comic shops, sometimes with other people, you know. Mm-hmm. So I'd start to look for things that weren't like superheroes. There was a lot of superhero stuff in the early 90s and a lot of crap.
I remember a lot of X-Men in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I've got some... I loved the X-Men.
I loved X-Men.
I loved Jean Grey. You know I did.
Jean Grey, man. The Dark Phoenix saga was like my favorite storyline. I've talked about it on JIC before.
That's a good one.
I'm excited about the upcoming Phoenix movie. I don't know why. Probably because, you know, the Dark Phoenix thing was my jam back then. But I don't know. I feel like Sophie Turner is going to be good. But I feel like critics are not going to like that movie.
Yeah. I don't know. MCU that's a different set of criteria I judge it on. Anyways, right. I can't judge it on the nostalgia.
We got some sports news here. Holy cow. So, Final Four game, our Elite Eight game, Duke got eliminated last night by Michigan State. And big player on Duke is Zion Williamson. Everybody assumes he's going to be number one pick, kind of like the next LeBron James, whatever. Earlier in the season, he got hurt because of a shoe that like blew out on him. Apparently, someone bought it for $250,000. That's nuts. That's nuts. All right. Or will be worth that much. I don't know. Well, so TMZ guy, of course, the auctioneer from TMZ, Ken Golden, said he sold some stuff for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who is the number one scorer in NBA history, to raise money for charity. And he thinks that Zion's broken shoe would be $250,000. Now, he hasn't even played in the NBA yet, mind you. So, this is a kid who's played in college basketball and has not even touched an NBA court. He could be a complete bust. That's pretty nuts. But I guess that's more of a topic that I feel more comfortable with, is the discussion of, do we pay our college athletes, or do they continue not to receive a salary for like sports? And this all got started with I believe it was Northwestern. Northwestern football, they were bringing up the topic of paying for student athletes to compete and everything, kind of like a salary for them to compete. And it was denied by the NCAA and everything, and it's been a topic of discussion kind of ever since. And I know with my personal belief, I think that these kids should be paid, because the amount of revenue that they generate for the NCAA, like for college sports, is unreal. So we'll take a look at like college football, for example. You have a guy who is the consensus best player in college football. He's going to go to the NFL. We'll take 2012 Andrew Luck. Everyone said he was going to be the consensus number one pick until Robert Griffin III kind of came out of nowhere, but luckily the Colts weren't stupid and took him. Anyway, should he have been paid for generating money in Stanford sports programs? Yes, I believe so. Whereas the counter argument to that would be, well, he's got a scholarship, he's getting to go to school for free, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But my thing with that is, yeah, he might be getting to go to school for free, but he's not really expected to do this stuff in school. So a lot of his classwork is being done outside of the classroom. He's pretty much being tutored the entire time because he's expected to perform, practice, and prepare for, in college football, it's games on Saturday. So that's where I think that we need to see some improvement for these guys. They need to get some better quality of life for the NCAA players. I still think they should be paid just because, like I said, the amount of revenue that these kids generate is unreal. I mentioned the Zion Williamson shoe is going to be, the guy estimates $250,000. He won't see any dime of that money unless it's donated to a charity, which he could do himself. There's rules for kids who have shoe deals that they can't join the NCAA. So guys like LeVar Ball, who created his own brand and everything and put his sons as the figures for that brand, his youngest son shouldn't be allowed to qualify for the NCAA now, and because he's made a salary off of his likeness. That's a bit ridiculous. They actually had to pull licensing off video games because the issue became so prominent about these kids' likenesses being used, them not seeing any money for it, and the NCAA making buku bucks off of it. The NCAA is $1 billion, I don't know if it's corporate or a franchise or what it is, but they make billions of dollars a year, and the athletes see absolutely none of it. Coaches make millions of dollars a year from athletic programs, and then we also have trainers and everything like that. Facilities are being built. I live in a Big Ten community, so I live here at around Purdue campus. They have very nice facilities. They are building constantly. That's several thousands of dollars from donors, as well as, just from the NCAA sports that they do. Football, basketball. The big one here is basketball. And just my personal opinion, I think the kids should at least get some bit of it. It doesn't have to be $1 million millions of dollars in contracts like people see in the NBA and in professional sports, but I think they should at least make a base salary of something comparable to an average salary of $30,000 or something. That's not average, it's kind of minimal, but you get my drift. These kids do hard work. They're also going to school at the same time, whether they're going to stay in school or they're going to go professional. I think they should at least get that payment for that time being. Okay. That's what I have to say about that one. My little rant is over. Let's see what else we got here. We got any cool video game news? Let's check it out. Water, that's some good stuff there. Nothing yet on some cool video game news. I do like video games. Oh, Fortnite's got another plagiarism thing going on. That game has a lot of like stuff that they have just lawsuits about, or some kind of plagiarism, or like we need to look in there about some new creative ideas. That stomach just growled. I don't know if y'all heard that, but I'll comment about it anyway. Alright, well, I don't see anything. Let's go to entertainment news. Oh, the big thing, I guess, last night is the Nipsey Hussle. I've never heard of him. Apparently, he was killed in South Los Angeles last night. He was like 33. I'm not really sure, like I said, I don't know who he was, but, you know, he's got a lot of pictures here with some famous people around. John Cena got a new girlfriend. Everybody likes John Cena. Dumbo, the movie Dumbo, apparently didn't do so well in the box office. But it's still number one, but it didn't do as well as they expected, I guess. It only did $45 million. Oh, that was in domestic. They were expecting $50 million. Overseas, though, did better. It got $71 million. So in total, made $160 million. That's a Disney. You don't need to make all the money. All right, like. It's a good film, apparently, so I've heard fairly good things about the review. So, movie Dumbo came out 80 years ago. That's nuts. Blows my mind. Let's see, what else are we doing here in So CinemaCon, Disney and Fox, streaming will be hot topics. Disney's supposed to be coming out with their own streaming service. I think that will be I think it'll be good. I'm wondering if they'll bring back their Netflix original shows like The Punisher and Daredevil and stuff. I love The Punisher. So, one can only hope. But those will be some things and topics that they'll discuss. What else do we got here? John Oliver calls Vince McMahon an asshole about wrestlers' health. I know they've maybe older wrestlers, newer wrestlers seem to be taken care of pretty well. I also think it depends on who his guys are that are doing it. Let's see. Mick Jagger got injured on tour. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Elon Musk apparently dropped a R.I.P. Harambe rap song on SoundCloud. Dang. Getting it, Elon Musk. Gonna try to save the world with some knowledge and also drop some mad bars. That's cool. Apparently here it says a massive Avengers Endgame leak with heartbreaking spoilers might have just been proven real. We're not even gonna look at that, bro. Nope. That's something that we're just gonna stay out of there.
Red meat, we crave sustenance.
Guys, we are not invading my aunt.
I'm your host, Dick. And your co-host today is none other than Dave Linder.
That's me.
That's Dave.
It's good to be here today. How are you, Dick?
I'm doing great.
Good, I'm glad. I hope you're not going to be a jive turkey on this episode.
Am I ever a jive turkey?
Yeah.
Any of these Foodies watching movies episodes I do?
Nah, you're right.
And we also have...
No. You dig?
I can dig it.
We also have special guest Cameron.
Hi.
Welcome to Foodies Watching Movies.
Thank you.
Welcome to our show that we've been a part of for a long time.
Yeah.
We do this all the time.
Yeah, This is our show.
Nice.
Yeah. So we watched a movie.
We certainly did.
We did the movies part of the Foodies Watching Movies thing. And this is a movie that I haven't seen in probably 10 years.
Same. It's been about that same for me as well.
I haven't seen it. Last week was the first time I watched it, and I was talking to Blaine about it all week at work, and I inspired him to watch it again.
He did.
I'm glad.
Dave and I, we were talking about doing this show, and we had a bunch of ideas. Like we're like, oh yeah, let's watch a bunch of shitty movies or something like that. And
I still watched a bunch of shitty movies.
That's just what you do, man.
Yeah, it really is. I can't keep doing this.
Like,
can't keep doing this.
It's an addiction.
And we're not talking like movie. He doesn't watch shitty movies, as in like movies that are supposed
about
to be
shit.
like, you know, good movies or whatever, and they're just not good movies. No, he's talking about the genre shitty movies.
I am well versed in the genre of shitty movies.
But no, I haven't seen this movie in 10 years. And when I first watched it, I mean, I thought it was funny here and there, but I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Color of your skin.
So here I am 10 years later, and
older and wiser.
My
sense of humor.
My palate,
more offensive.
Yeah, definitely more offensive. My humor palette has expanded so much, and I get this movie now.
It's amazing. There's a lot to get in that movie.
It is. And Tyler is in the chat, host of Crucial Tunes. He says, Cameron, put your fucking balls away.
No, don't.
No.
Keep them out. I can dig it.
So,
I miss you, Tyler.
Why is he using my fucking mic?
Here's a little listen for you, Tyler.
It's not.
Tyler, I miss you.
He has fucking AIDS.
Play Halo with me.
But anyways, we're here to talk about a movie called Black Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Yeah, like I remember watching the trailer for this movie originally and being like, "What the fuck is this?
What is this?
I want to watch it."
And you're still this day, you're like, "What is this?" But
yeah, and
oh
so
my god, it's
I
amazing.
watched it and I was like, "What the fuck am I watching?" Like the whole time, and like my girlfriend at the time was watching it with me, and she also just didn't get it, and she didn't find it funny whatsoever.
Really?
I mean, I was laughing here and there, like I said, but I wasn't quite getting it. But at the same time, I also knew this was one of those movies that's just a ridiculous movie. Like, I knew better. I knew what I was getting into, kind of.
You're self-aware.
But she was taking it like it was a serious movie. And Tyler's...
What is all... I noticed
Tyler is just going off.
Shit.
He goes, I'm legitimately pissed. He's like, you've chosen another. I may or may not be masturbating. Dave, take your shirt off.
I don't do that on Foodies Watching Movies. My show. Our show.
Yeah, our show.
Tyler, I asked you, like, if you wanted to play Halo, and you said you're busy with your college stuff, your apprenticeship. I'm still down. I mean, hit me up.
He said, witness me, you fox!
I miss you, Tyler.
I miss you, too.
I also miss you, Tyler.
I see you almost every week, but I still miss you.
I miss you.
I miss
all
you on
the
that
time.
I miss you in that alternate timeline where I host Podcastrophe.
Wait, you don't host that show?
Not in this timeline.
Oh, doing multiple timelines. I like it. But I love Black Dynamite.
I do too.
I remember watching it. It's probably 10 years ago, also. But me and my old roommate just would like to stay up late and get hammered and watch bad movies. And this was on our regular. It was this. We watched a lot of...
This was on your rotation.
Yeah, rotation.
Nice.
This, Big Lebowski.
Nice. That's not a shitty movie.
No, it's not. It's not. What else we used to watch? Basketball.
I've never seen Basketball.
What?
Basketball.
I know. I've been told...
Is that the one where they have, like, the giant, like, baseball and they're throwing it? And
yeah.
It's Matt
really
Stone and Trey
familiar.
Parker.
Yeah.
So it's obviously going to be somewhat good.
Yeah.
So... While we're on the subject of that, I have been told not by multiple people, but by multitudes of people that I need to watch Basketball, and I just never have.
I watched it recently. It doesn't hold up nearly as well, but it's still good.
It's kind of like how everyone tells me to watch Forrest Gump, but I've never
No, you need to watch Forrest
Gump. Wait, you never watched Forrest Gump?
No.
Which is hilarious because we compare him to Forrest Gump at work.
And the thing is, I've
he
seen,
never gets it.
I've seen so many references and shit that like I kind of know what goes on in
right.
the movie.
He says that, but at the same time, anytime we like reference Forrest Gump to him or like compare him to Forrest Gump, he's like, he literally says this every time. I've never seen Forrest Gump.
Fuck you.
What the fuck?
Tyler says Dog Soldiers is his favorite movie.
Dog Soldiers is amazing.
I've never heard of Dog Soldiers.
Oh, it's so good.
Does it involve dogs?
Sorta. It's werewolves.
What?
It's so good. It's been a long time since I've seen it, though. I think it's like Australian or something, but it's like a group of like military group. They're on like a training mission, and they get like fucking waylaid by like a group of werewolves. And it's so good. There's some pretty fucking brutal scenes in that movie.
Ooh. Brutal.
Real brutal.
Before we get too far into this, so this is Foodies watching movies, and I don't know what you guys did for food today. I had McDonald's.
Oh, I'll tell you.
What'd you? I'm waiting on Cameron.
Yeah.
So we'll get to him in a second. He's the big daddy here.
Yeah, he definitely wins. I had a delicious steak.
Oh.
A giant sirloin with a baked potato that was baked. It was also a
baked potato that was baked and a potato.
Twice?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a twice baked potato?
I have.
Ooh.
3 times is too much, though. Twice baked's fine.
It's burning at that
Twice
point.
is fine. 3rd time, you're burning it. He gets it.
Yeah.
I also had some broccoli.
Ooh.
That was
steamed.
But I still
Tyler
think
goes,
Cameron wins.
Tyler's synopsis of Dog Soldiers. British military exercise
British.
gets fucked by werewolves.
Yes, British.
I had a double quarter pounder with cheese.
Ooh, sprang for that cheese. Look at you,
Oh, yeah.
you rich motherfucker.
I got the meal. With a large crispy Sprite.
Ooh, how crispy was that Sprite?
Extra crispy. It was extra crispy.
Damn.
Although I feel like since they stopped using those styrofoam cups, they're not as crispy.
The plastic really takes the crispiness out of it.
It does. It really does.
It's upsetting.
My spicy water.
Spicy water.
Not so spicy.
Right.
Dr. Pepper's barbecue water.
Now,
hold on. So I went and ate at Brew Burger the other day.
Ooh, good times.
It was good. It was really good. New burger joint here in town. It's like straight up really good. They make all their sauces in house, like including their ketchup.
Yeah,
and,
the ketchup is something else.
Tyler says burnt potatoes are less than ideal for sure. Quarter pounder, freshest thing they have. It's true.
It's true.
Extra
it's true.
It is literally like, cause that patty, like, it's good. It's actually good meat. But anyway, Brew Burger. So they asked me what I wanted to drink, and I'm like, what's on your Three Floyds rotating? He's like, he said Yum Yum, which I like Yum Yum, but I was just like, nah, I'm good. I was like, I'll just take a cherry Pepsi. He's like, well, we don't have that. How about a Dr. Pepper? I'm like, that's not a.
It's not near.
That's not an alternative. I mean, it's my buddy Ethan. He was our server. I was like, I'll just take regular Pepsi then. That's my story.
That's a good story.
Their ketchup is really good though.
It is.
Their aioli's really good.
Now, like I already told you guys about it, but I'm gonna explain more about Nine Irish Brothers because
you had some fun yesterday.
I'm just gonna say, like, in the past 24 hours, I spent more than $100 on food. I mean, in the past 24 hours. I don't know how many hours I said, but yeah, like for my last day.
You said 24.
Yeah.
That math adds up.
For my last day, and then this Benjamin kid in 1.5, his last day too, Jimmy decided to take us to Nine Irish Brothers with a few coworkers.
Who all showed up?
It was me, Jimmy, that older lady down in 1.5, I don't remember her name.
Oh, old lady.
Brown
I know
hair.
her.
Works on Station 9.
Oh, 1.5. Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa.
The team
well,
leader.
I know Melissa, but there's another lady.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah, Christina, or whatever her name is.
She's not that old.
Sorry, Christina.
What's her deal?
And then Cliff, Peter, Benjamin, Benjamin's girlfriend, and Mike's wife, Calvin, and then like 2 other dudes that I don't know.
Tyler's dad says them Daisy Dukes are a wicked killer.
Oh yeah, they got holes in them too.
Hike them boys up. Hike them up.
They're my
Hike them up.
My Officer Dangle short. But yeah, basically I went there and I wanted to try and get really drunk. I made it my goal, since it was called Nine Irish Brothers, I was going to try and drink 9 beers. And I made
Solid.
it.
They're also brothers.
I made it to about 5 or 6. I'm not for sure. And then I also had a Jameson pickle shot with Calvin. And then I also had like a shot of straight vinegar later, but that's later on. That's after I was gone, kind of. And I was super drunk, and I ordered a lot of food. Like, I ordered a full plate of nachos.
Drunk eating's the best eating.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I ordered
a
full plate of, like, loaded potato nachos things, and then...
Shit's good.
I ordered a fish thing, and then on top of the other beer, I ordered a thing called a wasp sting, which was just Guinness and OJ or something. Or
So, all in all, you had at least 9 drinks.
I don't know, probably.
He forgot.
But yeah, I was getting trashed face, and then also Jimmy ordered fish, and the waiter, like I was like on my 4th beer by then, and the waiter brought out the fish things, and he was like, "Who ordered the fish with the loaded chips?" And I heard the loaded chips, and I was like, "Oh, it was me," and I just started eating it, and Jimmy was looking at me like kind of laughing. He was like. And I found out that was actually his food I was eating. So he ordered another one and just let me eat that.
Jimmy's really cool like that.
Yeah,
like, there's been a couple times where, like, the infamous day that we went out to Hooters for Richard's birthday, and that was also the night that he got kicked out and basically kicked out of his house and almost divorced his wife. And It was the night that caused
fun times.
It was the night that caused him to move into Joe's.
No,
I had to leave early and be back at the gym at 4:30 for a meeting with my trainer, and I was like, I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, I really need my ticket, and like I just waiting, never got it. So Jimmy's like, hey, don't worry about it. I got all your food.
Yeah,
just get out of here.
Jimmy's a fucking cool.
Jimmy's
dude.
the man. He's. Yeah.
Here's to you, Jimmy.
But yeah, just my beers and then all the other food I got, like it came out to like $60-something.
Whew.
Yeah. And then I was so fucked. Cliff was like babysitting me. Like I kept getting up to go to the bathroom like every 3 minutes, and Cliff would like stand at the door and make sure I'm not like passing out in the bathroom and shit.
We're gonna fuck the sodomites in the...
Yeah, it does. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 83 of Podcastrophe. I am your host, Dick. Wait, am I Dick today? You are my host, Tyler? That's kind of right.
What? Something's weird.
I don't know what happened here.
You know what? We're just gonna roll with it. Just do what we do.
Anyways, to let the listener in on the truth, we are now celebrating Fool's Week here at the Journey into Comics Network. I am your host, Nate, and today we will be doing Podcastrophe. Me and my co-host for the day, once again joining me during Fool's Week. Not planned.
Not planned.
Welcome, AP.
Hey, I'm happy to be here.
Dude, it's good to have you here.
Gotta trust the cup.
Trust the cup.
It puts us together.
Oh, yeah, the cup always puts us together. The cup provides, man.
The cup provides.
That might be the episode title, The Cup Provides.
The penitent man kneels before God.
Jesus. or Jesus, I guess. I didn't mean to say that either, but... dude.
This is already going so well.
Oh, man, I'm excited to be doing this episode with you. I don't even know where to start, man. What has been good in your world?
Just enjoying. I had some time off. Liz has been on spring break, so we took about a day and a half off last week. We went did Dave & Buster's, had some fun there. Just had a good time.
What did you do at Dave & Buster's?
Played a lot of arcade games.
What kind of arcade games did you play?
Let's see. We did
what were your top 3 favorite arcade games?
I like the classic ones. Skee Ball.
Okay, Skee Ball's V's favorite.
There's also one that's you ever played beer pong?
Like actually beer pong?
Well,
what am I fucking 10? Yes, I played beer pong.
But it's like there's a game that's essentially beer pong. It's just like solo cups lined up on a machine, and you throw the ball like a ping pong ball into the cup.
Do you drink from the cup?
No, it's just a game that's just throwing a ping pong ball into a red solo cup.
The cup provides, man. I'm telling you. So what else have you guys been doing on this vacation spring break time? You went to Dave & Buster's.
We did Dave & Buster's.
Do any movies?
We've not. The last movie we saw was Us, and I think we're going to talk about that later.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to talk about that later on. 2 weeks from now's episode of
later
Foodies.
in the way
Future Foodies.
Future Foodies.
That's weird to do. But anyways, man, it's been crazy in my world too.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
No shows. We did Fun for Funs. That was cool.
Yeah, it looked fun.
It was fun.
For funs. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But we put that event together. It went really smoothly. I was really happy with the turnout and everything, and I can't wait for more events with the Journey into Comics Network. What's up, Brandon Stone joining the fold, OG founder of the Journey into Comics Network, joining us here today on Podcastrophe.
Hello.
He's probably, at first he was a little confused. He's like, wait, who am I saying? And then he's like, oh, I bet I know what the fuck's going on. Or
what day is today?
Or Dick was a bad dick and told Brando the story of who got what in Fool's Week.
That doesn't surprise me either.
Doesn't surprise me either.
That's the 30%.
But that's like going 100% to spoil it, but I guess is that 30% of giving a fuck?
Look, it's wibbly wobbly type.
So anyways, to get on the other side of, other side of doing the Fun for Funs, which was a fun event.
Successful event.
This week has been like focusing and getting ourselves together. We've got this Wrestlemania show coming up where we've got to lay at the smackdown on a bunch of jabroni bands. Which
say Wrestlemania?
Yeah, Wrestlemania 5. It's Punk Rock Night's annual event. The winner of the event gets to take home the PRN title.
Okay.
You have that title, and you have to defend it the following year. This year's champion, or the champion that should have been defending this year, couldn't. Or they heard we were coming to town and didn't want to show up or something. I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, we've been doing a lot of shit talking on the event page. You can go to the PRN Wrestlemania 5 page and see all the different things we've been saying and all the different... I've just been ultra heel.
Any good burns?
From me, yeah. So we're playing with the band called Ninth Circle Symphony and a band called Filth and Majesty and a band called... Brando says, I know a few... we're also playing with a band called Three Cities. So I've renamed those bands because I don't like their names. So we've got the Steampunk Toilet Twins, Fat Elton John and the Sing Along Boys.
Fat Elton John.
That's my favorite because this guy, he wore this like really fanciful getup and he was wearing shades trying to be all ritzy and it just didn't work for me, so I called it out. And then Three Titties, because this band Three Cities cut a promo and their lead singer was in a bathrobe that I think was his mom's maybe, and like he didn't have a shirt on and it was just maybe a little bit too much skin showing. And anyways, so we've just been like slaying these clowns with our promos. It's been a lot of fun. We've also been prepping some new music. I'm not going to go into that here. Spoilers, that's coming this week. You guys can check that out if you go to the event. But let me tell you, I had a really crazy thing happen.
Okay.
And this is something I'm excited to tell you because we haven't been able to talk about it yet. But Veronica's mom knows this guy, good friends. I think they might have dated or whatever. And he's a multimillionaire and decided he's going to sell his house and all his possessions because he's going to take care of his mom.
Okay.
So he contacted us and was like, hey, I've got some stuff for you guys, and it's stuff I'm giving away. It's also, if you come in here and you see anything you might want that I might be selling, just ask me. You can probably have it. Like, I really don't care that much. I don't need, whatever. So we were like, okay, cool. So we went over a few days ago, and it was like a treasure trove, man. Like, I'd been to his house several times before. This is the place where I had played VR before.
Is that where the basement VR setup?
Yes.
It's the intense VR setup?
Oh, yeah. It was wicked, right? Same place. So we go down there, and he's like, man, I got like a bunch of gaming things for you. He's like, I got a Xbox 360 that I don't want. I was like, okay, I have an Xbox 360, but I'll take it, sure. He's like, I got a bunch of Xbox 360 and PS3 games. Okay, cool. I've got a PS3. I was like, holy fuck, my PS3 died a year ago, and I haven't had one for an entire year. You're replacing my PS3. Thank you. This is crazy. Then he's like, I also have a brand new, only played twice, Xbox One.
Like,
okay.
Is that where the controller came from?
Yeah, and then he's like, hey, I've also got this NVIDIA thing I bought. I don't know what that's about. You can have that. And then there's all this other shit, that LED work light over there. And like, he donated a ton of games to Dungeons with Dudes, so they're going to have like a whole treasure trove of new. Oh, yeah. Like, it was crazy, man. It was a really.
So he's really like just getting rid of.
He was
cleaning house.
He even gave us a fucking Victrola from like 1919 or some shit.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's in the back. It's wicked. I mean, it was one of those moments where like,
how big is that?
It was small enough to fit in my truck, but still pretty big.
Okay.
It was one of those moments where I was like overwhelmed as a person because I was just going there to kind of help this guy maybe clean up and get prepped for selling stuff,
Right.
And then he was just like unloading, like, here, you can have this, take this, keep this. You want this? You want my freezer? You can have it. And I was like,
you have the deep freeze?
No, it's a tall freezer. Like, we haven't picked it up yet, but he said we could have it. I was like, oh,
Put it in
shit,
the garage
that's
or
crazy.
something.
Yeah, exactly. So that was like a really cool experience. And then just like, I got the Xbox here. I turn it on.
Doesn't work?
It's 100% full. He like downloaded every game he ever wanted to play and never touched it. And I was like, well, you know what? Most people would probably just keep on his account, play on all these games he's bought. I don't want to do that. I want my own system. I want to have my
you wiped it?
Hard wiped everything
back to
off
day
it.
one?
Day one. Start fresh. Did that with that one, and that only took about an hour, okay, to refresh. And okay, nice. Check out Xbox Game Pass when you get a chance. For $1, you get Xbox Game Pass. Yes,
really?
Yeah. First 30 days or something are free, and then it's like $1. I looked into it actually, Brando. The nice thing about it is you actually get free games constantly. Like every month, there are new games that come out that you have, and I believe
Are these like a couple-year-old games?
Some are fairly new titles. Some are a couple years old. Some are Xbox 360 games remastered and whatever. But it's nice because once you download the game, it's yours. So if you stop having Game Pass, you still have the game. When I had PSN and I would download games for PS3, they would, if you didn't keep having your gold subscription or whatever,
They're
PS Plus,
take it
you
away.
couldn't play it. If you bought a game on PS Plus and didn't have PS Plus, you couldn't access it. And I was like, that's kind of bullshit.
So it's kind of like Audible.
Yeah, totally like Audible.
So
Once
you
you have the book, you keep it.
Right.
So very well said.
Nice.
But then he gave me this NVIDIA thing. It's called the NVIDIA Shield.
Okay.
And it's like a Roku for
Okay.
gaming.
All right.
It comes $10 a month. Oh, Brandon corrects me. $10, not $1. Maybe it's $1 for brand new first monthers. I don't know, but
And
I
then
did
$10
see
a month continuing after that.
Yeah, that's not bad though. That's actually a really good deal.
Games you can keep, yeah.
And I mean, an unlimited library. It's very vast.
Nice.
Another thing that was cool is when I signed into my Draxus Rocker Xbox account, it immediately pulled up all my previous game downloads and were like, do you want to download these onto this system now? And I was like, yes. So I've got like Super Meat Boy and my fucking
I remember
like,
Super Meat Boy. I remember playing it at your house.
Yeah, and I've
Or
got like
your old house.
Yeah.
Your dad's place.
Hell yeah, man. Old school times.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
I don't think Sarah was playing it, but still, good stuff.
Yeah, and Uhas beat that game for me because I couldn't get past that one. Game Pass games need a subscription. Okay, so they have changed it. Xbox exclusive new releases day one. Oh, so you get them, you playable day one. That's bitching.
Nice.
Brandon is teaching us the ways of Game Pass. I did not do I totally dicked this down.
Brandon's just the third host
And
today.
he is the third host today. Welcome back to Podcastrophe, Brando. He's a frequent host on this show. So the NVIDIA Game Shield, though, I want to mention, I had no idea what this thing was.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck
The only thing I really know of NVIDIA is like the graphics.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought, too. So apparently this is like a Steam machine because you can use it with your Steam games.
Okay.
You can use it for like Hulu, Netflix, all the shit, your streaming stuff. But it also comes preloaded with tons of library. And one of the big games on that library that shocked me, I immediately was like, holy hell. I'm going to have to play this on this NVIDIA immediately, was the new Tomb Raider, the OG reboot Tomb Raider.
Oh, okay. The one that came out like
4 or 5 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
But still, it was like, wow, you actually have that on your system built in. Like, I'm going to check it out for sure. And they had a ton of other games that were free to play. Like, and you can obviously play your Fortnites and any of your Battle Royale type games.
Is it PC type gaming? Like,
yeah, also.
keyboard?
Yeah, and the nice thing, too, about the NVIDIA Shield game controller is you can actually custom design what each button does how you want it to be. So gaming how you want it. Are there more? Game Pass is fucking amazing.
360
Xbox Live.
360 Xbox Live free games you keep. Oh, so that's the ones you keep. So the Xbox ones you don't get to keep. The 360 ones you do, it sounds like.
That makes even more sense.
Yeah, I haven't played a video game in months.
I played a lot of Red Dead. I was pretty deep into that. I don't know, I was like probably like 40% through, and then Ollie wanted to play it, and I was like, okay, so we...
I remember you told the story on...
He wrecked a horse, and that was fucking hysterical. But then he went on the murder spree. Did I tell that story?
You told us on JIC.
He literally shot a dude under the fucking chin, like execution style, and I was like, "We are done here. Like we're taking the controller right now." Immediately put on the Lego game for him, the Lego Marvel Superheroes 2.
Did the same thing, right?
No, he didn't. He didn't do the same thing. That's great though. Yeah, he totally was Iron Man and blew this fucking Jatari's head clean off. It was crazy. No, he fell in love with that game too, but then I started falling back in love with the Lego Marvel Superheroes game, so I started playing that, and then now with this recent turn of events with the Xbox One. The only sad thing is the Xbox One didn't come with any games. He didn't have any actual disc games because he was downloading everything.
Oh, so you just bought the digital.
So I am gonna have to kind of.
So when you wiped it, you lost all of the. But it was linked to his account. You couldn't transfer it.
Yeah, it does. It does. It didn't really bother me that much. Like
there was nothing like, oh, I really wanted to play that game. I should keep it just this one.
The only one there was actually one.
What was it?
It was the new Hitman. He had the entire seven.
Wasn't it like it was like the kind of like what they did for the Master Chief Collection. It was just one of those, but for Hitman.
No, the new Hitman came out in like episodics,
oh.
And they were big chunk things. I mean, each episode was like 11 to 15 gigs.
Oh wow!
So they were massive.
He must have the terabyte one, right?
Yeah. So he had that shit full though. It's 99% full. It only had 500 megs. I was like, I need to clear this, or I'm not gonna have anything on it. You know.
Right.
So yeah, that was a whole crazy.
Didn't you have an Xbox One already?
No.
Oh, so
I never had an Xbox One. Yeah. This is it was really cool and humbling to have something like that happen. You just don't expect that.
Right. He just knew you would like this stuff, and was just like, hey.
He's just like, man, I don't need it. It's not doing me any good.
It's more work to sell it.
I did ask him about the Oculus. He's like, don't touch it.
That's probably going for a...
No, it's his. He's like, this is one of the few things that's going to Mom's. Like, I'm going to go veg out and play there.
There you go.
I'm like, all right, cool, man. Fucking hey. Love it.
We'd never see you again if you had that here.
I would never see me again because I would just like, no. You know what? Honestly, though, I don't like VR as much as maybe some people, mainly because it does hurt my head.
Right.
It definitely gives me that, and depending on the game, too.
Well, doesn't like if you, in extended amount of time, you'll get, like, not vertigo, but you'll get, like motion sickness almost?
Oh, well, definitely, because, you're tricking your fucking brains. Hitman is on Game Pass, I think. It was when I played it. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, and I feel like Square Enix has the Hitman series now, so it's like a much more vast and deep game.
Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure the last game I played was not the new Assassin's Creed, like the one that came out, but the one before that one.
Not Odyssey, but the other one, Origins.
Yes.
With the pyramids.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet. I
barely started. I played a little bit of it, but that game's like 4 years old now.
And welcome back to another episode of Crucial Tunes. I'm your host, Nick Maxon, sitting here with my co-host, Tyler McLaughlin.
Hey, y'all.
We've got our, you've been on the show several times now, if memory serves. Zach Davidson.
I do say, yes. You're our favorite guest.
Yeah, you're on.
Thank you. It's always such a pleasure being in the office.
On the episode where we just talked like pirates the whole time.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah,
We just kind of talked like this for the duration of the podcast.
I tried to do a Johnny Depp impression the entire show, and it was awful.
And I just screamed the whole time. Just.
Why is the rump?
Yeah, that was a weird episode. Looking back.
Funny you mentioned that. I saw that Disney is saving $90 million by not signing Johnny Depp again.
What?
In the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Whoa.
Yeah, dog. We're gonna talk about movies for a minute because I can't let this go.
No, you cannot let that go.
Let's rewind back in time to the original Pirates of the Caribbean movie. It was good. Oh, it was real good.
Fantastic.
It was incredible.
Didn't need to make a trilogy like they decided to.
Well, I actually liked that they did a trilogy, but they should have stopped there.
Yeah, it's my understanding
Yeah,
they didn't
agreed.
intend for it to be more than just that one movie.
Mm-hmm. So, the first movie was great. The second movie, a little rough.
Not as good,
but
I would agree.
If you could have condensed the second and third movies into one movie, I mean,
you could have had a banger of a movie.
I believe so. And then
that would have
and
been
then
a
to
banger.
go 4 and 5, I haven't seen the fifth one.
I've seen all of them.
I've seen them all, and they're all entertaining flicks. I say that with quotation marks. But in my opinion, the first two were good movies. The first one was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was a good movie. Mm-hmm. The third one was like, okay. And then it just, I mean, they get worse.
Yes.
Every single one gets worse.
I mean, the third one was nice because it tied up a lot of the loose ends from the second movie.
Yeah.
But that was the entire purpose of that third movie.
And it could
just to tie up ends.
Yeah.
When they could have just done that
why
in the
did
second
you
movie.
reopen the project?
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know why they thought bringing Penelope Cruz in for the fourth one would have been like a big box office draw. Like, look, guys, we've got Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz.
Yeah.
Maybe if
like-
it wasn't a Disney film and she could show a little bit more cleavage, they would have probably sold a little bit more.
Maybe. But the point that I was trying to make was Johnny Depp was really the only reason that I saw those movies. I mean, obviously there was a lot of the supporting cast that was great.
Yeah.
But
Jeffrey Rush was great as Barbossa.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the way they brought him back at the end of the second one, it made you go, oh, fuck yeah, I can't wait for the third one. And the third one was like, All right.
And it showed him in a different light, which I appreciated.
No, I like Barbossa's character a lot.
I do too.
He's cool.
Will Turner.
Yeah.
Standard. Yeah.
He should have not been in it anymore after the first one. Yeah.
It got so weird with him.
Like the Becoming Davy Jones.
Right.
That was pretty cool, but that was about it.
Yeah. You could have done that with any of the characters. It didn't need to be Will Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on Keira Knightley.
No, there's no point. There's no point. So we initially decided with this episode that we were going to review the soundtrack from the movie Speed, the blockbuster hit.
One of the greatest movies of its time.
The year is 1994, and Revolution is here.
Keanu Reeves is rising as a star.
Hasn't quite hit the Matrix yet.
About to blow onto the scene.
But he's well on his way.
He is, and I did like me some Matrix. We're just gonna keep talking about movies. I say enough about movies. Let's go talk about this other movie.
There's another movie.
What we found though is after we got in contact with the R&D department and sat down to start evaluating and doing our due diligence on the movie soundtrack for Speed. I didn't even remember that there was background music in the entire film,
and we didn't recognize a single one of the songs.
Not any of it.
There were 13, I think. But I guess we might as well. Could we get hey, Jamie? Jamie, could you pull up the Speed soundtrack? We're having Jamie work on that. That's that's the guy that's handling the monitors right now. Let's see. So we brought up the fact that I've got several copies of Speed, and Zach is unfamiliar with why I've got so many copies of Speed.
I don't know how he is unfamiliar. As much as you and Blaine and I have talked about it.
I'm sure I've heard of it before.
It's a good story.
Refresh me.
So it was a Vice article, I believe, about a guy who was trying to collect every single copy of Speed on VHS. He talked about he goes around, and if he can buy them for less than 50 cents, he'll buy them. But if they're more than that, he'll steal them. Straight up. But so he's got, I believe it was hundreds at the time. I don't think it was in the thousands, but he has hundreds and hundreds of copies of Speed on VHS, trying to collect them all. So I started collecting them. So if he ever wants the full collection, there's a final boss. You got to come get the Speed VHSs from Nick fucking Maxon.
You're gonna need a lot of zeros to get these copies of Speed. So start
Enter
right
early
now. I'll tell you when to stop.
Music.
So if you're out there, if you hear me, come find me, bro.
But there's more to it. You've started collecting Speed on other media platforms.
Yeah, I want to have the biggest Speed collection that's ever been.
If I remember right, you have a copy of Speed on Laserdisc.
I do. It was gifted to me recently.
How many people in the world do you think have a current copy of Speed on Laserdisc?
I truly believe it's less than 5.
Goodness.
There's no possible way that anyone would keep something like that around.
I forgot Laserdisc even existed until that copy.
It's my first one. It's my first Laserdisc. Speed on Laserdisc.
Groovy.
It's a mess. Okay, so we finally pulled up the soundtrack for
thanks, Jamie,
for Speed, the original motion picture. The very first song is called "Speed" by Billy Idol.
No.
So, I mean, I'm sure that's okay. I don't know if I would recognize it.
It'd be a stretch for me to say, "Oh yeah, I recognize that Billy Idol song."
Yeah, no, I don't.
Let me just go through my Billy Idol Rolodex real quick. Oh wait,
do I know any? Billy Idol. Did he do the? Was that Rebel Yell?
White Wedding. Yeah.
Rebel Yell. Okay. Boom. We know some Billy Idol. Then we've got "A Million Miles Away" by the Plimsouls. I don't know what that has to do with speed or buses or the Plimsouls. I'm glad I said that right. Imagine, everyone, the word Plimsoul. It looks weird, doesn't it? Those letters don't go together.
It kind of hurts your brain a little bit.
It does. Then we've got Soul Deep by the Gin Blossoms.
Banger.
No idea. Let's Go for a Ride by Cracker. Go Outside and Drive by Blues Traveler. So, I mean, Blues Traveler's all right, so that's got to be okay. Maybe.
I'm unfamiliar.
I am too. Crash by Rick Ocasek.
I thought you were gonna say Rick James, and then I was gonna get real confused.
No,
we'd have to put the music on. Like, sorry if we get dinged. We gotta check this out.
This is for science.
So now people know for sure. Like, so you guys didn't even listen to the soundtrack. You just looked it up.
Doing this for the sake of humanity.
We don't have any idea what these songs sound like. We were just like, let's see if it's worth it. And then we're like, nah. We came up with a better idea. And the better idea was just bullshit.
Well, just think about it. You and I both cracked open the Spotify page for this soundtrack, and we saw the likes of Billy Idol, Blues Traveler, and a bunch of other shit that we've never heard of. And it's like,
Souls. Maybe we should come up with a better idea. We recognize some of the artists, but there's a good chance that we've never heard any of these songs.
And we've both seen the movie quite a bit.
Yeah. I'm a fan, I would say. You could call me a fan. Okay, moving on. We've got Rescue Me by Pat Benatar. Hard Road by Rod Stewart. So, okay, banger. Then we've got Caught by Carnival Strippers. That sounds interesting.
Caught by Carnival Strippers. All right.
Caught by Carnival Strippers. I'm imagining an ICP-esque group.
Yep. That's kind of what I was feeling.
Throwing a little bit of Wu-Tang.
I bet the Rod Stewart song came on when Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock were smooching at the end.
Oh yeah.
I bet that was.
Likely.
I'm upset that I don't remember. So that's why we can't call ourselves super fans, whereas we would know where all these songs lay.
I'm a big enough Speed fan that it was on cable not long ago, and I recorded it so I could watch it again.
Good.
Because I don't have copious copies of Speed.
Maybe we'll start a, I don't know.
24-hour Speed marathon?
I was going to say a podcast where we just talk about Speed and the merits of Speed. And before every recording, we watch Speed so we're fresh on it. Speed, the podcast. That might be the worst podcast idea I've come up with. And I've come up with some bad podcast ideas.
Me too.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Speed, the podcast. Maybe even just a one-off. No, okay. Let's not get... Okay,
we could make that our Christmas special for Crucial Tunes.
Guys, could we please... Okay, we got just a couple more, and then we can put the Speed thing behind us.
God damn it.
Yeah, let's drink this. Let's drink this beer.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's pie. Liquefied pie.
That is liqua pie.
Drinking a blueberry dessert slushy from 450 North Brewing Company. It's good. We're not going to be douchebags like those Brews With Dudes guys and talk about it any more than that.
Fucking guys.
We've got number 10 on the Speed original motion picture soundtrack. Cars 93 Sprint by Gary Newman. Legend. Like a Motorway by Saint Etienne. Saint Etienne.
Banger.
That's awful.
That hurts my mouth to try and say it.
I know. My poor mouth.
I think I lost brain cells trying to pronounce it.
The last
don't have any left.
In my head.
The last song is Mr. Speed by Kiss.
Wow.
I'm not a Kiss fan, so
I'm pretty anti-Kiss.
Yeah, I don't like them.
I'm impartial.
It's not that I'm not a fan of their music. It's like I don't like them. They're not a good band to me. So,
Gene Simmons is a douche.
He is. I suffered through an interview that he did way back when, 80s or 90s, and he was like really cringy, like a shitty person.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd say he's playing a character, but he is not playing a character.
Well, you've heard the whole controversy about Gene Simmons and Kiss believing that they're the ones that came up with the devil horns.
Yeah.
They are adamant that they're the ones that did it first.
As if Dio wasn't around.
Or Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cooper and Dio were the first two to really make that mainstream. And Gene Simmons, with his 9-foot-long tongue, looking like a Komodo dragon, is like, nah, man. That's us.
His equally retarded ego.
Mm-hmm. But I heard a story not long ago about Kiss where an older gentleman, I'm going to say probably 50s, but I don't know for sure. I mean, old compared to us.
Sure.
Was at a concert where Kiss and Iron Maiden were like co-headlining. And he had just went to the merch table and bought an Iron Maiden t-shirt. And he was like a VIP ticket holder, so he got to meet with Iron Maiden and Kiss. And he had that Iron Maiden t-shirt on, and Gene Simmons and I can't remember what other band member from Kiss, but it was two of them, made him take off his shirt before they would sign take off the Iron Maiden shirt before they would sign any of his merch at all.
He was supposed to be interviewing them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
The interviewer. And he said, and he wore it specifically because he wore the Maiden shirt. It was a tour shirt that he had got when he went and saw Kiss open for Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
So he wore the shirt as a, hey guys, isn't it cool that I'm wearing the shirt, you know? And they were like, no. Why the fuck would you wear another band's shirt to an interview with us?
Yep.
Which I don't agree with. I mean, that's an insane statement all on its own. Like, no. If I go to, I don't even wear, like, when I go to a band's show, unless it's like a local band, but, like, I don't wear a Metallica shirt to a Metallica concert.
Mm-mm.
I mean, and again,
I wear whatever's whatever's most comfortable. I want to be comfortable at a concert. I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be grooving, and I'm going to be.
I'm a babe who likes brews. It's time for Brews with Babes.
Juicy.
Hey, the babes are back. Except this year, it's a new babe. My name is Liz, and if you haven't noticed, this is Brews with Babes this week. Joining me today, unfortunately, are no other babes, because my babes, my friends, are kind of camera shy, or podcast shy, I guess you'd call it.
They don't like being recorded.
They don't like being recorded, so who better to come to my rescue than my knight in shining armor, my husband, Andrew.
Hello.
To come and help me do this.
I'm happy to be here to drink some brews with you.
No, I'm so excited.
Because you're my babe.
No.
Anyway, so I'm Liz, and I know normally on Brews with Dudes, you guys talk about mostly Indiana beers, or kind of a variety. But this time, it's different. It's my show. I'm going to do it my way. And so, sorry, Indiana, you're not getting any love today. It's all about Illinois/Chicago breweries. So I guess we'll get started since we've never been on Brews with Dudes or Brews with Babes.
We have not.
Let's talk about our beer preferences, just to give people an idea of what we like and kind of things that we don't like. So you can start. What kind of beers do you like? Which ones are you drawn to? Which ones do you absolutely hate?
I'm on two spectrums here. So my new thing is stouts. I like the dark, heavy beers now for some reason. I was drawn to them. I even got a nitro stout 4-pack that decided to hate me.
In cans.
In cans,
by
which
the way.
I'm never doing again because the most recent one just exploded everywhere when I opened it. So, lots of fun. But I also like Hefeweizens or Kolsch, like just those German style beers, which are good. They're nice. I'm not a huge sour fan, so I like just the goodness of a nice wheat beer or a stout. Either way.
Classic.
What about you?
Mine, I feel like I've kind of
tried to broaden my horizons a little bit, but I think it mostly for me depends on the season, because if it's fall, I'm very into like the Oktoberfest and the brown ales and things like that, and then
you like your Sam Adams too.
I do. Like the Oktoberfest type beers like that. And then the winter, I'm more into like, sometimes into the darker beers or kind of like the more like Hefeweizen type thing. Kolsch's, things like that. And then more spring, summer is when I get into my normal like,
Leinenkugels?
I don't know, not Leinenkugels, that's not really even craft, but like more of the light beers, I guess. Ones that feel refreshing when you drink them. I'm not a huge stout person. I'm very open to trying stouts whenever. It's just, sometimes it's just, I can't, if I were to order one at a bar, I probably wouldn't be able to finish it by myself, just for the sheer fact that some of them can be so heavy, at least in my opinion. They can be really heavy and your stomach's full, and then you can't really do, I don't know. I feel like I can't drink anymore.
Right. It's like, it's not a beer you'd have with dinner because you would drink half your stomach.
Right. Exactly.
I get that.
I guess one thing I was just thinking about is how much we actually are into the craft beer world, because we do quite a bit with it. We've gone to, there's actually a local festival that we've gone to for the past 2 years called the Mundelein Craft Brew Festival, because we live in Mundelein, and there's actually, it has a ton of breweries that come in every year.
Right.
And that's kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say that's where we got started with craft beer, but that's definitely where we like to go.
I think we both definitely branched out once I moved up here.
Exactly.
And we had our friends up here, and we just would make outings of it.
Yeah, because a lot of the places, we like to do trivia as well, bar trivia, super fun. So we've made it kind of, I don't know if you'd call it a habit, but I guess you could call it a habit, of going to trivia. And a lot of these places have good trivia at craft beer markets or beer, just like or breweries. Yeah. So we pretty much for the past, what would you say, 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, at least 2 years.
We've been doing trivia on Tuesdays, and it's at Beerhead in Vernon Hills, which has like a conglomerate of just all these, there's probably hundreds and hundreds of craft beers. We like mostly the ones on tap, and then sometimes they usually have a huge, like probably 6 or 7 like fridges full of craft beer.
Right, because they have like a 2-sided sheet that's all the beers on tap, which just rotates every week. Because sometimes they'll have a tap takeover of a certain brewery that'll come in, and usually that's how you get your free beer swag. Like we have a bunch of pint glasses from various breweries that have come and done a tap takeover, and then they like, yeah, like I said, they get like hundreds of bottles and cans of beer that you can get, and they'll also have wine, but we're there for the beer. So what are you gonna do?
Although I do love a good wine, I am a connoisseur of alcohol, I guess.
We are adults, so we are connoisseurs of alcohol.
Exactly. And then recently, we tried out a new one at an actual brewery called Buffalo Creek Brewery, which is actually where we took our wedding pictures, which is super nice.
It's a really nice place, and they're about to reopen their beer garden for the season, so I'm excited for that.
May 4th.
Beer by the fire is the best kind of beer.
Exactly. So, I mean, we've been around it quite a bit. I mean, when you go to someplace like Beerhead, when you ask for... So, it was funny story. My brother and another one of our friends' brothers decided to come to trivia with us. College kids. And they're about to order their beer, and they're like, oh, can we get like a Bud Light or Busch Light? And they're like, sorry, we don't do domestics. And like, they literally had no idea what to do. They were like, we've never done craft beer before, so we had to kind of try and get as close to a domestic as we could. And literally, I think the closest thing to a domestic was a Leinenkugel. I think that was the closest.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Like, what kind of place is it? Like, it's a craft beer place. Like,
they're like, what kind of bar is this? They don't have Miller Lite or Bud Light. And we're like, well, it's craft beer, so you got to deal with it or get out.
If you want domestic, go to any other bar in a 4-mile radius of here.
Exactly. So, yeah. So, that's kind of our history with kind of the craft beers. And we've kind of... What's nice about living up here is that we get access to all sorts of, like, local beers that we may not have gotten otherwise. Right. So I actually, our lovely Binny's, which is right by my parents' house, has a nice Pick 6, and I kind of wanted to try again and describe different beers that are kind of made throughout the Chicagoland area, I guess.
Yeah.
And some of them we've tried before, and most of them we have not, but I thought it'd be kind of cool. So the first one, we actually have gone to this brewery before. We have gone to Two Brothers. We actually won the tour through trivia.
We did.
So it was really fun to go there because you kind of, it also has a tap room, so you can have like dinner there, and then you go on your tour, and it was super fun. So I picked one that it's one of Andrew's favorites. It's called the Abel's Weiss, and it's really good. I really like it in the summer because they put a little lemon wedge on if you get it on draft. Anything to say about that?
I'm not the lemon wedge fan, but yeah, this is my, for Beerhead for the longest time until they took it off their tap list, was my go-to drink because they serve it to you in a Weiss glass. It's a nice big beer, and I could drink on that for like an hour without, because sometimes you get like a regular pint glass, you're gonna need two, but I usually get a nice big tall glass I can drink on it. It's light, it's just delicious. What it says on the back is, with a nice malty sweetness and a soft aroma of clove, vanilla, and banana, this German-style Hefeweizen is unfiltered for a glowing orange haze. And it puts you just in a nice glowing orange haze. That's how I feel about it.
That's true. I really like, I don't know, it's a good, like, I'd say an Abelweiss, I would say, is probably one of those beers that I would recommend to people who haven't really gone into the craft beer as much.
It's a good gateway. It's light. You're not gonna get something that's gonna be super sour, or it doesn't have a super strong taste. So it's a good ease in.
Right. So you want to open it?
Yes.
I don't have a bottle opener. This is the only one that we're trying today that is in a bottle. Unfortunately, when I went to the Binnies, hoping that there'd be more like that in a bottle, didn't happen. All the Chicago ones were in cans, but Two Brothers pulled through.
Exactly. And this is like, if I'm going to any brewery and I'm going to try a beer for the first time, I usually check. Usually they're broken out by wheat beers and otherwise. So I'll go for a Hefeweizen if I'm trying something new, because I know no matter who's making the Hefeweizen, it's all going to be pretty good.
If you mess up a Hefeweizen, then I feel sorry for you, son, because you got 99 problems and the Hefe's one.
Oh God, it's been a long day already.
It has, but
beer
nothing a beer can't fix. Yeah, I would agree. And now that you've read the back,
You can taste the banana?
I was like, banana. And now that you say it, I'm like, yeah, that totally makes sense.
Subtle hints of banana, which, but not like, you're not thinking like you're drinking like, or having like a banana runt or a piece of cake. It's a very soft banana taste.
Yeah, it's not like, I've had I think it used to be called the Wells Banana Bread beer, and that one is really like, that taste of banana is there, and you can't avoid it.
It is very strong.
Like, you can't really avoid it, and you can't really, like, I don't know, it's not a sipping beer. You just drink it and you're done, and it's not one that the banana bread one is not really one I would go out and buy, like, a 6-pack of.
Yeah, that is true. Like, some of these, like, the Mix 6 is nice because, say you want, like, I really like this one, but not enough that I want to have a 6-pack or a case of it. It gives you the option, like, I just want to try a few of these, and if I don't like it, I'm not stuck with it. Because the worst thing is, like, I'm going to try this new beer. I can only get, like, a 4-pack, and then, like, first sip is like, this is not good. Or it's good at the first sip, but the rest of it is awful. So you're like, now I'm stuck with this. Like, remember they gave us that free sample of the that coconut beer?
Oh, it was the Pahoho.
Was that Two Brothers?
No, maybe. I don't remember exactly.
You look it up really quick, and I'm going to talk about the other beer from probably one of the first breweries I think we actually ever went to, because it was within walking distance of my apartment.
It was Two Brothers.
Okay.
Sorry, Two Brothers. The Pahoho was kind of funky.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
But what I'm drinking that I came in, I had it with dinner, is from Tighthead Brewing Company, which is a local Mundelein brewery. It was literally within walking distance of my apartment.
And right now it's just a little, if we wanted to go there, it's probably just a 5-minute ride down the road.
Like, it's right next to the
train station.
So if like you have a job in the city and you live out here, that's where you get off with, and they probably get a great happy hour business.
Yeah, and the only thing that stinks is that they don't have, it's double-edged sword. So they don't have a kitchen, but they have all the like delivery menus. So like if you're hungry, you can order it to the brewery. But the other side of the sword is you can bring your dogs in, which is super fun.
That is the nice thing.
We've met many a dog going there.
Mm-hmm. And our dog has met many a dog going there.
No, have we brought Max there?
It was just Miley.
I thought we brought Miley.
Okay, so it was just my parents' dog. My parents came and we did a random brewery crawl, it seemed like.
No, I think it was just that. I think we just went there. But anyway.
So yeah, but this is their Scarlet Fire, which is their red ale they have, which I think is one of Liz's favorites.
I do. I have two that I usually go to. Unless they have, they've had like some that they just kind of randomly create, and I've liked those mostly. Mm-hmm. But if they don't have any like new creations, I usually go with the Scarlet Fire or the Comfortably Blonde Ale.
Mm-hmm. I like their.
We do have a blonde ale coming up, but anyway.
I like their Dunkel. The Dunkel's usually pretty good.
Yeah, and wasn't that a seasonal one? I don't even know.
I've not been. We haven't been back in a bit, so I don't know if they've started any of their spring stuff.
Yeah.
But the Scarlet Fire, the description is an Irish-style red ale named for the improvisational transition of Grateful Dead song Scarlet Begonias into Fire on the Mountain Scarlet. Fire is brewed with roasted barley and caramel malt, creating a balance of sweetness and subtle toasty notes. American ale yeast ferments this beer to a clean finish with a traditional East Kent Golding hops paying tribute to its heritage as an Irish-style red ale.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed that. I mean,
it's a little... I mean, it's a red ale. It's a little bit darker than you expect from, like, the Abelweiss or a normal, like...
Oh, yeah. I would say it's comparable to a Smithwick's, I would say.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know, but if I had to pick between the two, I don't know which one I would pick that would be better. Because, I mean, well, then you got Smithwick's, which is actually from Ireland, right? Or Scotland or wherever.
Yeah.
And then you have this, which is made in Mundelein.
Oh, that makes me want to half and half with Smithwick's and Guinness.
I mean,
not bad.
I could see it with. You could probably do a half and half with this too.
It'd be an interesting combo. That. But Guinness is usually good as a mix, and I had my fair share of Guinness with St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. Well, also speaking of tight head, when it said, what did it say? The Grateful Dead song. So it's kind of funny because if you actually go in there and you see some of the people that work there, you'd say, I am like 99.9% sure all of you listen to Grateful Dead, and all of you are Deadheads.
Join us in a new podcasting adventure where we will journey far and wide to worlds, planets, territories,
dungeons. I'm Nick.
I'm Dave.
And this is Dungeons with Dudes.
And we're in for another episode of Dungeons
with Dudes.
With Dudes. I'm Nick. Dave, are you here?
Sorta. I mean,
Dave's
I'm here.
Dave's here. Nick and Dave are here. We are your co-hosts. On Dungeons with Dudes. Sitting here with my good friend AJ. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
AJ.
Fine. It's going fine.
Aggressively okay.
Thanks for asking. Nate's also here.
Woo! How's it going?
Podfather. This is so special.
This is the second time I've been on the show. I was on the inaugural episode with the
pilot
Dread.
episode.
And we're not deep, but this would be 11 or 12.
12, yeah, somewhere in there. I will say that people listening have just finished the Death House with you guys.
Yes. By this point, you've gotten through. We're having a hard time figuring out how to word it. Was Death House season 1?
Barovia Bros.
Is Barovia Bros season? How are we?
Chapters, man. Call them chapters. Yeah.
Chapters. So it's just one big story. So
yes.
Basically. So we started Dungeons with Dudes. Mostly, it's supposed to be D&D. It's supposed to be Dragons, Dungeons and Dragons, and we just out of the box, just immediately were like, we're gonna play other games and shit. So. We've got 2 campaigns going pretty strong right now.
Yeah.
We got more coming. We've got lots of ideas for different D&D campaigns. But this is really, really fun for us. We try to once a week or once every other week live stream us just playing games.
It's good times.
So
There's lots
we
of
did a
bullshit.
vote. We did a vote about a week and a half ago. Posted on the event for the Fun for Funds. Journey into Comics Network event that we're at right now.
Woo,
asking people what games they wanted us to play, and this was the one that won. Exploding Kittens. Super, super fun game.
Did we introduce Buckles?
I was going to say thank you for the lovely introduction.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Buckles is here.
I'm mostly here, yes.
If you're paying attention to Dungeons with Dudes, then Buckles is part of the main D&D campaign.
I am, yes.
So we have a lot of fun.
He's Varanus, the Dragonborn
fighter. Yes.
Yes. He's in here with us. This is his first time on Dungeons with Dudes. That's not
non-D&D. Yes.
Non-D&D.
We do expect you to role play though.
I do know voices, but I will do my best.
If you get locked in, you just got to go for it. So yeah, today we're playing Exploding Kittens. The main point of the game is to not get exploded by a kitten. That's pretty much it.
As one does.
Goddamn cats.
It's a bit of line manipulation in terms of the draw pile, but it's a pretty straightforward game. I don't think we're gonna explain it anymore.
Yeah, pretty much.
You just gotta kind of watch and see how it goes.
It's pretty simple.
So AJ, have you played?
I have not.
So we'll start with me since I've played. Go to the next player who's played, and you guys kind of get an idea of what you're doing.
There we go.
So we've all got our hand. Where's the draw pile?
Right here, sir.
Right about there.
Let me put it right here.
I'm going to say fuck it. I'm just going to... So what? The first thing that you do on your turn is you can play a card. I think you can play as many as you want. Am I right?
I'm sorry?
You can play more than one action card, right?
I believe so.
I want to say that's correct.
Yes, I think you can. Yes, I'm pretty sure you can. But I'm not playing an action card. I'm going to go to the final phase, which is draw a card. So now, after I draw a card, if it's not an exploding kitten or an imploding kitten, it goes to the next person, which is my co-host, Dave Linder.
Thank you, co-host.
Thank you, co-host Nick Madison.
Devon Lander.
Yeah.
Devon Lander is my name. I'm just going to draw a card as well. Because I live life on the edge.
Good. We're passing it off to Mr. Buckles.
All right. Let's see. Give me a card. I
Just
can
draw.
reach far around Dave here.
All right.
It is not a cat now.
Podfather, your turn.
I'm going to be fucked up on all this and play a card first. No, you know what? I'm going to save it. I thought about that. Just hand me a card.
Okay.
Let's keep it simple.
No one wants to be the first, apparently.
If you're not first, you're last.
When you draw the card that you are going to play. Holy shite.
Great. Awesome. We are over to AJ.
So I can play a card before I draw a card, right?
The first thing you do is play a card or do not play a card. Do not. He's going to shuffle the deck.
These are difficult choices, my friend.
Sorry. So what card did you play that allows you to shuffle?
Shuffle.
It's just called shuffle?
Shuffle.
The card that allows him to shuffle is the card that says shuffle.
Well, technically, it also has an asparagus pooping dragon on the thing.
It does.
That matters.
And that's what it says.
You have to make shuffle sounds while you do it, though.
So I get to shuffle the deck.
Make shuffle sounds, though.
Okay.
Beep, 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 beep.
Wow, this is
Yeah, we're bad at this.
Magical, right?
I'm actually doing it.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
Oh, that's good.
Me too.
The rest of us just here back in the analog time.
Casino life,
I'm
yeah.
going to cut it. No, sir. You're not just drawing. I'm going to go ahead and cut it.
I didn't know you could cut it.
Because you're a cheater. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it.
All right. And then I get my card and okay.
Great. So it's back to me.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to just draw. And it passes to Dave.
I'm going to play targeted attack.
No.
End your turn and force the player of your choice to take 2 turns. Play continues from that player. Buckles, take 2 turns, sir.
Ha!
Oh,
well, I am going to, let's see. We play cards before we draw cards, yes?
Yes, you play cards before you draw a card.
Well, I'm going to target attack Dave right back with a unleash a shark who hurts with words instead of teeth.
Motherfucker.
It goes right back to Dave.
Well,
Devon.
Take that.
Yeah, I'm Devon, please.
Devon Lander.
Devon Lander.
I thought your name was Dave Master.
Devon
I'm
Lander.
known by several names. All right, I don't really have any cards, so I'm just going to draw this one.
You have to take 2, my friend.
And I'm going to draw 2 cards. I don't give a fuck.
It goes right back to Buckles.
Thank you, honey.
Thanks, baby. Oh, he's not talking to me. Good.
Oh.
Cheers.
Great.
I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do a favor card. That is one player must give you a card of their choice. So let's go, AJ. Give me a card of your choice.
Ooh. Sure.
This also has the lovely image of Baby Robin, your best friend, with one man vomiting into another man's mouth.
Lovely.
They're absolutely adorable.
I love that you described the imagery on the card you played.
It's too good not to. It really is.
I was
really
just thinking about puking into other people's mouths because Chris P. walked in.
Oh, crispy chips.
Puking in the mouth.
See.
Chris P. Chips. That's his name.
And I will end my turn there.
It's me now?
Back to Nate, the Podfather.
Damn. Wow, I like the spotlight just came on me when I said that.
I know, right?
You know what? I'm going to do this Alter the Future card.
So, you get to look at the top 3 cards of the deck, and you can change them however you'd like.
What does playing a cat do?
What?
When you have a cat card, when you play it, what does that do?
A cat card. So, if you've got a cat card that doesn't have any flavor text, it's just a Schrodinger's cat or a whatever cat. If you have 2 cats that are the same, you can play them at the same time, and you get to randomly choose a card from someone else's deck. If you have 3 cats that are the same, you get to pick a card. You could say, Nate, give me
I'll take the top
this
card for draw
specific
at the end of that.
card.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
That would be a
now my turn is
cat,
over.
as it were.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and do See the Future, and I just get to privately view the top 3 cards of the deck.
So you don't get to change the order, but you get to look at them. And if I catch you changing the order, I will fight you.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm watching.
Okay. And then I just draw the top card.
You could play another card, or you could just draw the top card.
I'm just gonna draw another card.
Okay.
He draws the card. The card has been drawn. It's a card.
Are we golfing? Are we doing golf commentary?
Yeah.
I'm going to draw the top card.
Nick draws the top card.
And it passes to Dave.
It passes to Dave. Dave is going to skip.
Oh,
Boo.
Boring.
Okay.
I'm boring. Welcome to my life.
Let's
Boring.
see here. I like playing cards, so I'm going to continue to do so. I will play a favor card of Fall So Deeply in Love that it gives you both Crazy Diarrhea card. It's lovely, again. One player must give you a card of their choice. Go with Nate.
Card of my choice.
Card of your choice.
Buckles.
Okay. Give him a terrible one.
The worst.
Aha.
There you go.
All right.
Closer to the mic.
I will go ahead and pass the turn then.
Do you
Wait, do I
draw
draw a card
always
after?
every time?
You draw
Yes.
every turn, yes. Give me the top card there, please.
Here's the top card, sir.
That is an exploding kitten. We have the first one of the day.
Oh!
But we've got to diffuse. Yes,
You got to
yes,
diffuse.
yes.
So you
Yeah,
play
we
the diffuse card. Then everybody that's playing is going to look away. You can put that exploding kitten face down anywhere in the deck. Top, bottom, in the middle, your choice. But we look away. Here we go.
I'm going to lovingly look in Nick's eyes.
I'm just looking into my hat as deep as I can.
Sometimes you stare into the deck.
I
Sometimes
actually
the deck
don't
stares
even
back
know where
into
the
you.
microphone is
It is
right
ready
now.
to go, sir.
All right.
It's ready?
So
Beautiful.
it bounces to the next player, Mr. Podfather himself, Nate Feller.
What did you say about 2 of the same Schrodinger's cats if I have 2 guys?
If you have 2 cats that have no flavor text,
yeah.
Of the same
you can
type.
play them at the same time. Point to a character and say, "Give me a card at random."
Oh, guess what?
That's
Boom, 2 mama cats.
Mama cat?
Who would you like to take a card from?
Dave Master.
But.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sorry, bud.
Random?
Ooh, thank you. I appreciate that one.
I hate you, Nate.
Can you hand me that top card, my friend?
I will. I hope it's a kitten that explodes.
It's not. It's the best
Did a
effing
kitty
card I've ever
explode?
got. It's not an exploding kitten. My turn is over.
Okay. So I'm gonna play 2 zombie cats, and I'm gonna make Nate give me a card at random.
Oh!
Son of a bitch. I set you up for that, and you
There's
do me
no way
like
I'm gonna be
this?
able to. Dave Master, pick one. Dave Master, pick one for me. I can't reach over
You
there.
want me to pick one for you?
Pick one for me.
Was it a good one?
Man, thank you. You took the one I didn't want
These are
that
such
much.
wonderful sound effects, I have to say. The production value is just amazing.
We don't fuck around.
Yeah.
A lot.
We're like the Wu-Tang. We ain't nothing
Go
to
ahead
fuck
and
with
draw a
here on
card.
this podcast. Wu-Tang. Word is bond.
He's reaching for it. He was like, give it to me.
All right.
Jedi powers weren't working. There's silence. Everyone is determining what their next move is going to be. It's very intense here on
And it
Dungeons with
passes to
Dudes.
Dave.
I am going to see
what we're doing
the
now.
future. I'm going to look at the top 3 and put them back in the same order.
In the same order?
Yes.
In the same order. He can't change the order. But if he does change the order, Nick fights him. Or is that only for me?
I think it's only for you.
Then I'm just going to draw this top card. Buckles.
We shall play a favor. Teach someone a new palindrome. A butt tuba spelled backwards is still a butt tuba, Dave.
Thank you.
I will take a card of your choice, please.
Legend.
That was sick. I love it.
Thank you for taking that one.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 cards of a zombie cat.
Shit.
I will discard 2 of zombie cat. Nick.
Oh,
a
you
card at random.
son of a
card at
bitch.
random.
Sons of a bitch.
Santa
You
Maria.
are sons of bitch.
Brother.
Brother, I desire more
Mother
loops.
above looks down in sadness.
Brother, I eat many loop.
He have loop. Oh, that's horrifying. Okay.
Ooh, I don't think that's good to do
We
anymore,
shall
right?
draw the top card.
That documentary came out, and it's like totally different.
We've had the argument on Brews with
Pass the
Dudes
turn.
Oh, you did do that.
about whether
yeah.
or not it's okay to make Michael Jackson sounds.
I will pass to the Podfather.
Okay, I am.
Can we get a can we get a Shimon in the chat?
Shimon.
Oh,
You can tell I'm a true professional
not-
because
you're
I'm
not
not.
My turn's
here
over.
You're not going to
When
play
I
any
do
cards
it.
or anything?
This guy.
No.
Okay, cool.
I yell from
back
here.
It's not a true Dungeons with
I'm gonna
Dudes
do-
podcast
I'm gonna do
until someone's
targeted
redlined a
attack.
microphone.
Someone's got a red line.
End your turn and force the player of your choice to take 2 turns. Play continues from that player, and I'm going to choose Nate.
Oh, it's a direct attack.
To me?
It's a direct attack.
2 turns?
So you have to do 2 turns, my friend. My friendo.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I took my first turn. I drew a card. It's over.
Okay.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate all that you just did for me.
Shut your damn mouth.
Play
Yeah, yeah.
continues from there, so then you just took your second turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm just going to play attack. And then I end my turn without drawing a card and force you to take 2 more turns.
Hey, buddy.
Wow.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, you're a good dude and all, but nope.
Oh!
Sucker! First
Everyone
card
in the
I
crowd.
drew. Thank you.
He said, "Not today, motherfucker." Back it up,
bitch.